Welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right into a monumental shift happening literally right beneath our digital feet. You see, for the last 15 years or so, the cloud computing industry has just hummed along on this really stable, predictable economic model. But, well, AI has entered the chat. And it's not just running on the cloud, it's fundamentally rewiring its economics, its architecture, and its infrastructure. We're looking at one of the absolute biggest technology transformations of our time. So let's kick things off with a question that challenges probably the single most common misconception about today's digital landscape. When you fire up a new AI tool, it's super easy to assume it's just another application sitting on the exact same servers that host your favorite website or your email. But if we look at the actual infrastructure, is it really just another cloud app? Well, the short answer? Absolutely not. The crucial point here is that AI workloads behave fundamentally differently from traditional workloads. They aren't just a new category of software, they're actually creating an entirely new compute economy. The massive demands of AI are forcing a complete, ground-up transformation of what the cloud actually is and exactly how it makes money. Here is how we're going to break this down today. First, the traditional cloud era. Then, the GPU economic shock. Scaling AI inference. The physical constraints of memory and power. And finally, the intelligence utility era. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The traditional cloud era. A predictable model.
Think back to traditional workloads, your standard web apps, databases, microservices. They are highly predictable, right? They're optimized around general-purpose CPUs. But modern AI systems, they are chaotic. They are reasoning-driven. They require massive acceleration, highly complex semantic memory systems, and honestly, they are just incredibly power-hungry. We are basically moving from a world of predictable compute to a world of intense, continuous machine reasoning. For a good 10 to 15 years, the big hyperscalers, those massive cloud providers like AWS and Google, built absolute empires by strictly optimizing these predictable resources. They focused on CPU utilization, making storage infinitely scalable globally, streamlining network efficiency, and automating everything through containers and serverless architecture. It was all about raw compute resources and generalized efficiency. But the introduction of AI native systems threw a massive wrench into this well-oiled machine.
Which brings us to Section 2, the GPU economic shock, a costly change. So here's where the plot thickens. Traditional clouds were built on general-purpose CPUs, but AI relies on parallel matrix computation, which is basically doing thousands of math problems simultaneously, and that requires GPUs. And here is the massive economic friction. An idle CPU server is, just a little inefficient. An idle GPU cluster, on the other hand, that is economically catastrophic. GPUs are extraordinarily expensive pieces of hardware.
Because of that staggering cost, the old rules of cloud economics are basically out the window. You literally cannot afford to let these chips just sit around waiting for a task. The absolute only way to make the math work is keeping them running constantly, efficiently orchestrating tasks with zero waste. This economic shock is forcing cloud providers to build entirely new AI-native infrastructure categories just to manage these GPU fabrics continuously. Section 3. Scaling AI inference. Continuous deployment. We hear constantly about the massive billion-dollar costs of training frontier AI models. And yeah, training is incredibly expensive, but it's periodic. It happens in bursts. Inference, however, which is the actual process of generating answers for millions of users, that happens continuously. It's a constant global deployment of millions of requests. The economics of AI cloud platforms are increasingly revolving around this continuous process, obsessing over cost per token and constantly optimizing batching, routing, and quantization, which is essentially compressing the models, just to save billions of dollars at scale. And this right here is a massive, kind of hidden shift in the tech world. What you really need to take away from this is that cloud platforms are fundamentally changing their nature. We're no longer just delivering raw computing power and storage space. We are delivering intelligence production infrastructure. We're moving from renting out servers to actively delivering reasoning capabilities. Let's pivot to Section 4, memory and power, the physical constraints. Because AI isn't just about slapping a giant, powerful chip into a server rack. Large language models create unbelievable pressure on memory and moving data around. Traditional clouds actually tried to minimize internode communication. But AI systems constantly have to move huge amounts of data, like embeddings and attention states, which act as the AI's contextual memory, across distributed systems. Memory orchestration has actually become a strategic cloud resource all on its own, just as vital as the compute power itself. And then, of course, we have the power issue. Modern GPU clusters have a massive power density. They consume enormous amounts of electricity and they generate intense heat. Because of this, power availability and advanced cooling infrastructure are entirely new strategic constraints. You can't just build a data center anywhere you have a fast internet connection anymore. You have to build it where the energy grid can actually handle that massive electrical draw. And this leads directly to a massive shift in global strategy. Historically, the cloud was all about global scalability, putting servers everywhere, right? But today, AI infrastructure increasingly depends on strategic compute concentration. Access to advanced semiconductors, massive energy infrastructure, and specialized networking is fast becoming a literal national security priority. Competitive advantage between entire nations and massive corporations now relies heavily on who can concentrate and power these physical assets. And man, managing this concentrated infrastructure is incredibly complex. When we look at enterprise observability today, a failed workflow isn't just a simple server crash anymore. We have to ask these rapid-fire questions. Was inference overloaded? Did vector retrieval degrade? Did memory orchestration fail? Did the GPU scheduling break? These simulate the intense operational stress and the cascading failures that are completely unique to AI-native workloads. It demands entirely new categories of cloud observability.
So, where is this all heading? Section 5, Intelligence Utility, the final era.
Now, it's important to note that not all AI is going to live forever in those massive centralized data centers we just talked about. We are actually moving toward a hybrid future. While massive frontier models will absolutely stay centralized, smaller models are increasingly enabling on-device edge intelligence. They're going to run locally on your phones, on robots, industrial systems, and autonomous vehicles. This creates a deeply connected hierarchical intelligence network across the entire globe. This means the entire competitive landscape is completely flipping. The future winners in cloud computing aren't just going to be the folks providing the most servers at the best scale. No, they'll be the ones providing the most efficient intelligence infrastructure ecosystems. The core hardware shifts from CPUs to GPU memory fabrics, the primary output shifts from raw compute to reasoning and retrieval, and the competitive advantage shifts entirely to inference efficiency. And this ripples out to the basic economics of software as a service, SaaS. Enterprises, they don't just want basic cloud hosting anymore. Instead of licensing static applications, they're demanding agent workflows, persistent AI services, and RAG systems, which, by the way, allow AI to securely search and retrieve a company's private data. They are spending their budgets on continuous intelligence generation. So, just like industrial economies relied heavily on things like electricity, oil, and railways, our digital future is going to depend entirely on access to this new infrastructure. Next time you hear someone casually say that AI is just another workload running in the cloud, remember this fundamental shift. The cloud itself is evolving from a simple compute utility into a massive intelligence utility. It's becoming the global operating infrastructure for machine intelligence. So I'll leave you with this to ponder. If intelligence infrastructure is truly becoming the new electricity of our digital economy, what happens to the businesses and the nations that fail to plug in?